Welcome everyone. Today's unboxing is a Ogroid Myridon. Hard for me to say, but one of my favourite models in the fantasy genre of all time. This guy looks absolutely boss. The box art doesn't do it justice. It is such a cool model. Now I've wanted one for a long time. I know John did an unboxing video for this guy way back when, I don't know, 3 years ago or so on this channel. Now since then, the rules for a lot of Warcry figures have changed. So, here's an update video, plus just a chance to show off the sprue. I will assemble this guy and I will paint him up, and I definitely will use him on the channel on our Warcry battle reports in future, probably sooner than you think. Because it's just such a cool model. So I've obviously unboxed this, and I have got the regular Ode cards. So these are the Ode cards. So I will tell you what has changed. So I have to say this guy is actually really easy to convert to the new stuff. So get a bit of Tip-X or something. All you need to do is change the number up there. That's how much it costs in your roster, in your gang, in your warband, and he has lost 5 points. So he's gone from a massive 35 health to now he's only got 30 health. But other than that, everything is the same. Still has range 2, still has 3 attacks, still a mighty strength 5, 4 damage is standard, and an 8 damage on a crit. This guy is a speed 5. And he's still toughness 6. Toughness 6 is nuts. But this guy does have a shield. So there is other Ogroids. There's one that throws a rock. There's a bit more of a psycho one. They're all wicked models. I love this guy. This guy is boss. I think he looks wicked. I'm not sure how well he's going to do on the table. He's very survivable, granted. But I just think he looks cool. Even if he completely sucks in the game, I think it is well worth it. I know in Warcry you cannot plan. You can't plan and go, right, okay, I'm going to get a super fast team together, and when the mission comes up it's super fast, I'm going to be brilliant. Because you don't know what you're going to get. You could have a mission where you've got to sit on an objective instead, and all those speedy guys count for nothing. Or you could have a really hard hitting unit, brilliant. Those particular missions may not come up that evening you're playing at your local club or whatever. So this is why I like Warcry, because it's never the same game twice. So always get a fairly versatile team. So for all those cool stats he's got, he was a little bit expensive. So 295 way back when. Now he's 265. So he has dropped 30 points for 5 points of health. I'm still fine with that. If I can squeeze him in one of my lists, I definitely will. So his abilities card hasn't changed that much. I wonder if I can clear it up a little bit. Let's see if we can clear it up a little bit. Back a bit. Doesn't work unless you make the noise. Right, so hopefully you guys can read that fairly well. So all 3 abilities haven't really changed. There's been a bit of a clear up, because before it said at the end of each one of his abilities that has a range characteristic of 3 or less. Well, all of his attacks have a range characteristic of 3 or less. So now it's worded exactly the same, minus the range characteristic of 3 or less, because funnily enough this guy doesn't have a range characteristic of 3 or less, but it does make a difference for Blood Marshal. So Blood Marshal is a quad, doesn't happen very often, but if it's there, it's pretty nice. Pick a friendly fighter within range 4 of the fighter using this ability. Allocate 1 point of damage to that fighter if the fighter picked is not taken out, because why would you pick your own fighter to get destroyed? I don't know, but still. That fighter can make a bonus attack action that has a range characteristic of 3 or less. So I get why you could do that, but now it just says can make a bonus melee action. Because I guess if you had it in your, I don't know, you had it in your Age of Sigmar team or something that had a really cool crossbow guy, he could then shoot again. That would be pretty lethal because they are pretty nuts. But it just says melee attack action. So basically, you've got your quad, which is Blood Marshal, on the card. It is now a triple, and it just says melee. So it's a lot easier to get off, giggity, than a quad. Next you have Arcane Fury, which is pretty much exactly the same, still a triple, and doesn't say about has a range characteristic of 3 or less. But basically what it does is add the value of this ability, so the triple, so it could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or a 6. Damage points allocated by each critical hit from attack actions made by this fighter. So it reads on the new one until the end of the fighter's attack action, add the value of this ability to the enemy fighter's crit from melee attacks. So it's pure melee now, not range 3 or less, because if you did have, let's say, a crossbow and you were within range 3, some of those crossbow things can be absolutely brutal. It doesn't say before dice is rolled, so that's pretty nice. It's not like some of them says you add it to the hit before dice are rolled. This purely is until the end of this fighter's activation. So you could presumably do it afterwards. So if you do get those crits, it's a bit more reliable basically, which is quite nice. And you have your double berserk, which I don't think has changed at all. So basically, once you've taken 20 points of damage, you add 3 extra attack dice to your pool. So you go from your 3 to your 6. So before, he still would have 15 points of health. Now he's only got 10 points of health. So if he is getting the berserk, you might want to avoid this guy in close combat, because 6 dice, chances are wounding on 3s, base damage of 4, and crits of 8. Yeah, you kind of want to stay away from him. But I did not, I swear, did not pick this guy on the rules. He is just that good. I think he looks cool. I mean, even in the card, look at that guy. He's like Beast from Beauty and the Beast with slightly SMM bondage gear. And I know you can't see in the picture, but he does have a big spear and a really great big spiky shield. So you can see him clear on the back of the box. He just looks like an absolute weapon. I'm really going to enjoy painting this guy up. So I know it's a very short video today, guys. But I thought I'll let you guys know. For those who didn't know, if war cries change for whatever reason, some points values, slightly different rules. Not everything's changed that much, but this thing's 30 points cheaper and 5 less health. Slight clear up on his rules. But he does have reactions now. So reactions... most warbands have reactions that I've seen. So the reaction, I think, is actually quite funny. So reaction is it is an action in essence. So you have to give up one of your actions to do this. Excuse me. It's called Test of Skill. A fighter can make this reaction after they are targeted by a melee attack action, but before the hit rolls are made. For each hit roll from that attack that results in a miss, allocate 10 points to that attacking fighter. So if you don't want to activate this guy, you just want to leave him on an objective for whatever reason, maybe it's the kind of missions you've only got one objective in the middle, you've got to the middle, rather than running around trying to chase, let's say, cavalry models that are incredibly fast, just stick him on the objective, use one of your actions if someone's attacking you. For every miss, it's 10 points of damage back to that attacking fighter. I think that's better than rolling dice. You're rolling 3 dice majority of the time. you might get, let's say on average, 8. If you do crit, eventually you might get, I don't know, a 16 or something, you might spike. But with my dice rolls, I'd rather have a guaranteed, oh no, my opponent's missed. And chances are, with an armor value, a toughness of 6, they need to be stronger than 6 to reliably be hitting you. Yeah, people can spike. We know dice can dice. But that's pretty nice. I like that. So, nice reaction. Not a lot's changed from this guy. And still such a nice looking model. So yep, short video. But basically, just wanted to tell you guys, before painting him up, that this guy is going to be on the channel with his sexy hooves. I'm going to glue them together while being completely rock and roll over Christmas. Probably watching It's a Wonderful Life. Because, I mean, this is the kind of guy that would watch A Wonderful Life, right? And then I'm going to paint him up. Really looking forward to it. Really pumped. Right, just thought I'd let you know. Have a very good Christmas, guys. Take it easy. And see you in the next video.